Mm, oh, I'm ready.
Go for it.
Okay. Welcome to the Secret Handshake. This is Sev.
And I'm Drugger. You want to start over? We can start over.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Uh, welcome to the Secret Handshake. This is Sev.
And I'm Drugger.
Today we're talking about the new trailer that came out for Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi TV show. So let's dive in. Draugr, what are your thoughts on the new trailer?
I think it's neat to see the Inquisitors in live action, um,
Mhm.
because that's been a thing that's been in like Rebels. Did you watch all of Rebels, or have you just seen some of it?
I think I've seen the majority of
Yeah,
Rebels because I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen all of it. It just kind of ends with some people dying at the end,
yeah.
or someone
Um,
someone important dying. So
they they end up getting like sucked through to like a different like galaxy or something like that. Um, the main character kid and Thrawn get sucked through. The Inquisitors in that were pretty cool, but the coolest part of that and the coolest part of Obi Wan Kenobi in like the Clone Wars television show, I thought, was the rivalry and the head-to-head stuff with Darth Maul, which I really liked, and I don't think that they're going to do anything like that in this, sadly. But that would be pretty cool because the only problem is in Rebels they kind of made it seem, because Darth Maul was in Rebels, they kind of make it seem like um, he's not showing up, in Obi Wan Kenobi's life after the Clone Wars or anything until the very end when they fight in Rebels. But um, yeah, that would have been neat to see live action too, just because Darth Maul has always been one of my favorite characters, especially as far as villains go.
remember the movie, the Star Wars movie. Uh,
The Han
what's it
Solo
called? No, 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 the other one. No, no, Han Solo. I guess yeah, the Han Solo one
with Darth Maul at
where
the end.
oh yeah, and they
Yeah.
just kind of felt. I felt like they did him dirty because they didn't go ahead and include him. They haven't done anything else. They kind of just like
Yeah, and I don't
have
know if
left
it's
that completely empty.
because Solo didn't do well, or if they were just because I was actually watching clips of Solo today just because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was reminded of that, and I thought that it's strange that they haven't really done anything with Darth Maul since. And I know there was some issues with the actual actor, because there was like
Oh,
he had like posted like some inappropriate video of him with his like ex-wife or something, and so there was some issues with the guy that was going to play Darth Maul in like the next thing. So I don't know if they recast that and they're still doing that. I haven't looked into it in a while because that was a bit ago.
yeah. I mean, I because if you think about the Rebels TV show, right? I can't think of any. There's nothing that really makes sense for Darth Maul ever meeting Obi Wan again, and you're right on that. That's just gonna be completely like looked over, and
Hmm.
we not look over. He just can't do anything because it was very obvious that he wanted to get back at Obi Wan, and that was the culmination of Rebels, him actually doing that and fighting Obi Wan. So yeah, that's unfortunate. How far into the show do you think it'll be until we see Darth Vader?
I don't know. It would kind of depend on whether it's supposed to be, an 11th hour kind of thing, or if they're just, setting it up so that he's there. And is this the only I don't know if they've said or even know themselves, but is this only like it just one season, or are they planning on doing anything more to it?
Mm-hmm. Good
Because I have no
question.
idea. But the,
It
the
says it's a limited series, so I don't. I think their plan is not to do more than that.
mhm,
But who knows if it was popular enough? Maybe the money could be there.
right, yeah. So I really like the fact that the Inquisitors are going to be in it. I also like the um, I got to imagine Darth Vader is going to be, since it is only like a 6-part thing. I got to imagine that he's only going to be in, maybe like the last episode or something like that. Um, But that'll be interesting to see how they're going to do that, and because I mean, it's also going to be difficult to do that because in Episode 4, they make it seem like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader haven't had any contact in the past 20 years or whatever.
So we're gonna at least see. I remember watching Rebels. Does the one lady, the main lady in there, Sith that they show, was she in the TV show or no?
Not that I
In
remember,
the
but it's been a little while since I've watched through Rebels, so. But there was a bunch of different Inquisitors in Rebels, and I don't think they were necessarily all of the Inquisitors, but because they even had different Inquisitors in that Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Jedi, was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have different Inquisitors in that game that are even than the ones that are in the Rebels TV show that takes place roughly during the same time, maybe a little bit before or a little bit after, I forget.
Yeah. Jedi Fallen Order is what it was called.
Yeah.
So, but they do have other people in here that are actually from the TV show. At least 2 or 3 of them I noticed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because at the one that came out on May 4th, you can see he's like walking up, and I'm pretty sure the guy on the right side is from the cartoon.
You might be right. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched Rebels, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Something that I thought was kind of neat, though, that I realized when I was watching the trailer is they're adding in, they have Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and it's actually played by the actor and actress that played Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru in Episode 2 and Episode 3, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I was actually surprised they got those people. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty sweet. Yeah, it looks like essentially he's probably, from what I can tell, he goes on some like crazy adventure with Obi-Wan, and then that's by the end of it, he's just like, that's why he has such a thing against it because of obviously the Darth Vader thing, and then being what do you call it, and then being like, yeah, going on crazy adventures with Obi-Wan, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, that actually would make sense if they kind of, rather than just him having a bad opinion of Obi-Wan because of Darth Vader in general, which is kind of the feeling that you get, rewatching Episode 4. But if you add in to the fact that there were actual interactions with Kenobi and Owen, then it would make even more sense, like why he's so against Luke having anything to do with Kenobi in Episode 4.
Yeah, probably thought Obi-Wan Kenobi was reckless or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I don't, unfortunately, as much as I would like Darth Maul to be in this, I don't think he will be. It looks like Kenobi will have his hands full regardless with Inquisitors and Darth Vader and bounty hunters and all that kind of crap anyway. But the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting is you don't see his lightsaber at all in the trailers, like at all. They just don't. It doesn't come up. They don't show it. He doesn't use it. In fact, he's using a blaster at like 3 different points, which I found real funny since, it's uncivilized.
Civilized.
Yeah.
So that probably means, in my opinion, he's gonna bring out the lightsaber when he meets Vader. That's what it's waiting for.
I mean, that would make sense, but who knows? Yeah.
Or they could. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, it's just kind of he prefers not to show it or something. I don't know.
I kind of wonder also in the trailer, he's talking to somebody about how, we lost and now we have to hide or whatever. I'm kind of interested in who he's talking to. If it's like another Jedi that he happens to run into or something. Between that and there being several different alluded to him talking to Qui-Gon, both at the end of Episode 3, obviously, and then also even in like Rebels and in I don't think it was in the Clone War TV show But I maybe it was, maybe I'm thinking it backwards. It was in the Clone Wars TV show and not Rebels. So, um, about
Yeah.
him talking to Qui-Gon, because they show him at one point. They
Yeah.
show like Ghost Qui-Gon, and I can't remember when that was, but
Episode 3, he ends up with being Yoda is interesting. Like,
yeah,
hey, you can come and communicate, and then that must mean then. I don't remember him talking to him, but that makes sense. They would actually show it. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah,
It'd be really cool, yeah, because you'd have Liam Neeson in there and everything.
yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So it'd be really cool to see him again, even if it's just Force Ghost.
Think Boba Fett will show up at all?
Show up? Probably not. I can't. I mean, unless it's just like, oh, there he is. Like it. I mean, during this time, he would probably be. He'd be an adult. He'd be like early 20s or something, or right around 20, I think, because it looks like Luke is probably around 10 in the trailer, give or take. So,
Right.
I
I was
imagine.
thinking that like they at least like show him as part of the bounty hunters that are looking for him or something. I don't know.
I mean,
Even
maybe.
if it's just like because you have the Trandoshan, right? That like boss, he only shows up for a little bit. He doesn't actually do anything in the actual episode 4. No, not 4.
5.
5.
Oh, that was another thing that I saw in the trailer that I wasn't quite sure what it was, but it looked like the Inquisitor looking at a carved symbol on like a wood wall, and I think it was the Jedi symbol, like their little like winged lightsaber symbol. I thought
Oh,
that seemed really cool, but it's really hard to see because her hand's in the way.
I see what you mean. Oh, it's like wood carved, so it's like could be like a kid or like a. Well, I was thinking a kid, but maybe it's like a message to other people or something like that.
That's what I was thinking, but it's hard to say.
Like, what's your big expectations?
That's a good question.
That will be not fulfilled.
That will be not fulfilled. I mean, it's kind of cool just to see Obi Wan Kenobi again, because I mean he's always been kind of one of my favorite characters, top 3 anyway. So regardless, like that's kind of good enough to a point. I'm not saying like the show can be crap, but I'm just saying that there isn't much beyond that. Like sometimes I'm surprised that they finally did it regardless, but I think yeah, I don't really have anything like super specific. Again, besides like Darth Maul, I always thought that would be great to see it like live action again. Um, but yeah, as far as like things that I hope will happen or something like that, I don't really have anything because unfortunately with the general story of Star Wars and stuff, you have this very like laid out timeline of at least the first 6 movies running into each other like that, where there is a 20-year gap there, but not that much could happen in that 20-year gap, at least not with Kenobi, because at a certain point there, if he kept doing things and kept being as, a good guy Jedi or whatever, it's just going to make him easier and easier to be found, which I think they actually reference in the trailer. They say like, oh, because Jedi, obey their code or whatever and try to do good stuff, then it's going to end up, letting them, be noticed by people. So.
Yeah, they can't keep their head up. They can't. They want to make sure they can't let bad things happen, so they think they got to stick their nose in everything.
So yeah, I don't know how much could actually happen. I think what they'll try to do with it, to me, what would make sense anyway, is to try, even if it's something not with Obi-Wan, use it as a platform, because they seem to be pretty good at that. Like they used Mandalorian as a platform to do Boba Fett, and they sort of used Boba Fett as a platform to continue Mandalorian's story. So I think it would be good if they keep doing stuff like that. Like if this is a new platform for another story, and then use that, that kind of thing is what I was thinking. So even if they don't bring Obi-Wan again, because this is sort of just like almost like filler is the wrong word, but just like this is a thing that happened to Obi-Wan, this 6-part series or whatever episodes
Mhm.
happened to Obi-Wan, and from there they'll take a character or something, hopefully, if Mandalorian and Boba Fett is any indication, they'll have some exciting sort of character in that to then spin off into another story. That's what would make sense to me. So that's what I would kind of
Yeah.
hope for, look for, whatever. Maybe even something cool like a Darth Vader series. I don't know how good something like that could be, but I mean, they made a Darth Vader comic book, and
I think it'd be pretty awesome to have a limited series of Darth Vader too.
yeah, I think it'd
Just
be cool.
saying.
I think it could be cool. So
I don't know. I'm just saying. Why don't we do that? That makes perfect sense. I'm not complaining here. I think I gotta say that like Obi Wan Kenobi also is, I'd say, one of the top characters that I really enjoy. But also having Ian McGregor, who's a great actor, I think doing in that role makes it even better, right? So
yeah,
I'm really excited about that, about seeing Ian McGregor play him again. So
yeah. I agree for sure. I mean, I think everybody agrees with that. I don't think anybody can complain about Ewan McGregor as Obi Wan Kenobi. I'm sure someone out there does, but calm down. He's a good Obi Wan Kenobi.
I feel like it's like Hugh Jackman. You know what I mean? Hugh Jackman is playing as Wolverine.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. There again, I'm sure there are people out there that would be like, "Wow, he's too tall to be Wolverine. Wolverine's supposed to be 5 foot, 6 or whatever his height is supposed to be." But even still, I think he makes a pretty good Wolverine. I don't know if they're going to be able to easily recast him if they decide to start spitting out X-Men movies again. So
I guess the thing I'd like to see is a really epic battle between uh, Darth Vader and Obi Wan again. That'd be cool.
yeah, because I
I
mean, let's face it, the original fight between them is very, you know, I don't know what the right word is, scaled back compared to like episode 3 fight. So yeah, it would be nice to see a fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, and it be like an epic thing instead of just what we got with episode 4, which I mean, I mean, episode 4 was, it's probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite or second favorite Star Wars movie overall. Um, but I wouldn't really call the lightsaber fight anything spectacular. The only thing that made it super cool was you hadn't really seen lightsabers on screen before, and that made it cool. But otherwise, it was like meh, nothing too
I think what you
remarkable.
I think what you could have done is like he fights with Darth Vader in this one. He does such a great job fighting Darth Vader and beating the crap out of Darth Vader that when it comes to episode 4, Darth Vader is still like kind of hesitant to engage
Mm.
Obi-Wan because the battle that he had in this one, and that's why you see in there Darth Vader isn't going like all crazy, because Darth Vader's like, hey man, this guy's might go just like
Yeah,
crazy on me or something.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah,
I don't know. I think this would be cool to see that. I don't want to like take away from episode 3's like, you know, great battle between them and
right,
everything else,
right.
uh but anyways, I think there's a difference in that, like, that was Darth Vader when he was still like had all his limbs. This is now Darth Vader when he's more machine than man.
Fair.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. We live in an interesting time. Get to have so much Star Wars stuff coming out. Pretty excited.
Yeah. If you'd have said when I was a kid that I would have gotten this many different Star Wars shows, I would have been a very happy kid. But I
Would
am
have been a very would have been a disappointed kid to know it only took what
20 years,
25 years.
yeah, since the, well, I guess it was what episode 3 came out in 05. So,
Okay.
you
So
know,
about what, like 18 years?
yeah, it took us like
Or
17
17
years to see Obi
years,
Wan Kenobi again. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but
right?
technically we did get to see Darth Vader again in Rogue One, so that's something. But
Oh my gosh, that was such a good scene. I think that's amazing. I want some more. If they could just do more of that in this,
yeah,
just make him so menacing.
hmm
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I
I look
agree.
forward to it. All right. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, thanks for listening to our thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailers, and I hope you catch our next video when we talk about the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi.